Welcome back to the English Pulse. Today, we are opening our mailbag to look at a brilliant letter from a listener named Elena.
Elena just attended her International Women's Club banquet. It was a beautiful mix of nationalities and generations, but she left feeling completely exhausted by boring, surface-level small talk.
She spent 3 hours nodding along, but felt like she interacted with absolutely no one on a real level. She wants to know how to fix this before her next club event.
It is a huge challenge, but we have you covered, Elena. Today, we are sharing 4 powerful communication tools we call pulse keys to help her leave a lasting impression.
These keys will ease your mind and completely change how you connect with others. Plus, they are strategies that every single one of our listeners can try out tomorrow. Let's listen in.
I am writing to you after attending my city's International Women's Club end-of-the-year banquet last night. Our club is a beautiful mix of women, different nationalities, generations, stay-at-home moms, artists, retirees, and professionals. We gather regularly to connect, but lately I leave these events feeling entirely depleted. I realized I spent 3 hours putting on a polite smile, nodding along, and yet interacting with absolutely no one on a real level. Let me give you 2 examples from last night that broke my spirit a little bit. First, during the cocktail hour, I struck up a conversation with a woman in her late 60s who recently moved here from Japan. Instead of uncovering her story, we got trapped in a shallow loop about the winter weather and how hard it is to find authentic ingredients locally. We both just smiled, agreed it was so interesting, and then awkwardly drifted apart when someone passed a tray of appetizers. I missed the chance to learn about her life transition because we stuck to the safe, boring script. Later, at the dinner table, I sat next to a young mother originally from France. I wanted to connect, but the conversation devolved into a basic Q&A session. How many kids do you have? How old are they? Do they like their school? It felt like filling out a bureaucratic form. We were both performing the ritual of being pleasant, but our eyes were glazed over. I'm exhausted by modern social fatigue. How do I break through these polite, shallow scripts in a diverse group like this? How can I leave a lasting impression of genuine depth without making the other person feel like they are being cross-examined? Warmly, Elena.
Wow, Elena's letter hits right in the heart, doesn't it, Chloe?
It really does, James. That feeling of putting on a happy face while feeling empty inside is incredibly exhausting. We have some highly practical pulse keys coming up to help her fix this.
Yes, we do. But first, let's look at Elena's English. Her expressions perfectly describe these heavy social emotions, and intermediate learners can use them too.
She said she felt trapped in a shallow loop when talking about the weather.
A loop is a circle that never ends. Being trapped in a shallow loop means you are stuck repeating the same boring, surface-level topics without making any real connection.
Exactly. For example, every time I see my neighbor, we get trapped in a shallow loop about how busy we are. It is just so hard to break out of those circles.
It really is. Next, she said her dinner conversation devolved into a basic Q&A session.
Devolved into means to change into something much worse or less advanced. It is the exact opposite of evolve.
Right. You could say, the friendly game quickly devolved into a bitter argument. For Elena, a chance for friendship rolled backward into a boring job interview until their eyes glazed over.
And because it felt like an interview, Elena felt like she was cross-examining the other mom.
To cross-examine means to question someone aggressively and strictly, just like a lawyer questions a witness in a courtroom.
Yes, you might say, hey, stop cross-examining me. I just went to the store. I didn't commit a crime. Elena didn't want to make her new friend feel defensive like that.
She wants to connect on a real level, which means forming a genuine, honest human bond. Let's show her how with our first tip. Our first pulse key is the me in 3D rule.
In social settings, most people play it safe. To play it safe means to avoid taking risks or sharing your true thoughts to avoid awkwardness. For example, instead of sharing her real opinion, she played it safe and just agreed with everyone.
Exactly. People stick to flat facts, but Elena can change this by sharing a tiny three-dimensional slice of her real life first. Let's practice this right now, Chloe. Let's pretend we're at that club banquet. You ask me a basic question.
Okay, let's try. Hi, James. Do you have any fun plans for the winter holidays?
Now, playing it safe means I would just say, no, just staying home. Boring. Instead, I'll use the me in 3D rule. Honestly, I'm just staying home. I love my family, but my real goal this winter is to carve out an hour a day to learn painting because I've neglected my creative side lately.
Oh, wow. See how that works? As the listener, that tiny slice of truth helps me drop my guard.
Let's define that. To drop your guard means to stop being defensive or shy and become open and vulnerable. Like, once we started laughing, she dropped her guard.
It makes me want to tell you about my own hobbies. It changes the whole vibe.
Our next tip is pulse key number 2, the golden thread wrap-up. This is how you act as an antidote to modern social fatigue.
Before you leave a conversation, find the main emotional point the other person cared about and repeat it back to them warmly. Let's role-play this one too, James. Pretend I'm a club member complaining to you about moving to a new city.
All right, go for it.
It is just so hard finding a good bakery here, and the weather is so different from back home. Everything feels a bit overwhelming.
Okay, instead of just saying, yeah, moving is hard, see ya, I'll use the golden thread to close our chat. It sounds like you really miss the comfort and flavors of home right now, but you're being incredibly brave adjusting to a totally new culture here. I'm so glad we chatted.
That feels so nice to hear. No complex psychological words, just simple, kind validation. It proves you were truly listening, not just waiting for your turn to speak.
That brings us to pulse key number 3, the growth bridge question.
Most people end conversations with a weak standard script, like, well, let's keep in touch, and then they never speak again.
Right. Instead, build a bridge to the future. In a community like an international women's club, members love rallying around projects. To rally around means to come together as a group to support a cause or project. For example, the whole community rallied around the local library to keep it open.
Let's practice how Elena can use this before walking away. James, you be the listener this time.
Ready.
I have to go grab a seat for dinner, James, but our club always pulls together amazing charity projects by the spring. What is one local cause you're secretly hoping we take on next year?
That is brilliant. It instantly turns a polite, casual chat into an exciting future collaboration.
Let's do a quick recap of today's tips before we give you your mission. First, we had the me in 3D rule to share a bit of your true self.
Second was the golden thread wrap-up to summarize their emotions warmly. And third was the growth bridge question to pivot toward the future.
For our final tip, pulse key number 4, we selected today's action plan for everyone watching at home, the 24-hour Curiosity Spark.
We challenge you to launch a curiosity mission over the next 24 hours. Replace just one boring, shallow script in your daily life.
Don't just ask your friends or coworkers, "How are you?" tomorrow. Ask something with real depth. Elena, we specifically hope these tips ease your mind a bit at your next banquet. Socializing shouldn't feel like a chore.
It really shouldn't, Elena. We are both looking forward to your report after you try these out at the next meeting.
For everyone watching, we want to see your creativity. Drop a comment below using our simple one-sentence format. Just type, instead of asking, "How's work?" tomorrow I am going to ask my friend, followed by your unique curiosity question.
If you want to keep improving your communication and confidence every single week, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss an episode.
Thank you for hanging out with us today on the English Pulse. Keep practicing, stay curious, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!